us trust each other.
This game has changed me. I'm a savage now.
Burn it out! Burn it out!
Welcome everyone to Bloody Hell!
Man, what a nightmare. Trying to get live every night is just a feat in itself. Anyway, welcome into Above Ground World News. We're going to be covering the weather. We're going to go over the 16-day forecast. Before we get into the 16-day forecast, you got to realize there's a lot of things going on with the weather that the mainstream is not covering. I mean, we've had our suspicions concerning the unusual cloud formations and abnormal jet trails forming in the upper atmosphere over the past couple decades. And, well, we're going to show you what we're talking about. What we're not going to show you is what the mainstream tells you. If you're looking for the Weather Channel, you better turn it off now, because here you're going to get slapped in the face with the truth. But here's how they report things. Let's do a little clip.
Near the center of Hurricane Hermine, right before it made landfall Thursday evening in Florida. You know what you're seeing there in the middle of the eye here? This is the eye of the storm where it's pretty quiet, so you wouldn't expect there's going to be any rain there. This is actually birds. Yeah, birds actually showed up in the middle of this hurricane, as they often do. We saw this with Hurricane Arthur a couple years ago. This is a product that shows you how similarly shaped everything is, where you see the red colors, you got a lot of similar things flying around like rain. All this blue stuff here is, you know, a mixture of birds, maybe some feathers flying around. This product shows you what shape things are, okay? And basically when you see these kind of higher colors here, like the purples and the whites, that's when things are more hamburger shaped rather than, you know, vertically shaped. So think about how birds fly. Right? So they're kind of, they would appear more hamburger shaped to the radar. That's why they're showing up like that in there. Very, very interesting stuff.
When we have these earthquakes, is the birds. We can either.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. They're hamburger shaped birds. Like, really? Do they really expect us to believe that? Anyway, we're going to jump into this, but make sure you come join us Tuesday as we talk about some magnificent products that I've recently discovered that can assist our bodies in fighting. A lady who has been suffering with asthma, chronic bronchitis, massive migraines, anxiety and panic attacks, and autoimmune issues will be sharing her experiences Tuesday, so don't forget to check that out. Anyway, here we go. We got Tropical Storm Dorian forecast to reach the Caribbean on Tuesday, potentially a hurricane. Make sure you stay tuned to the Weather Channel, because they want to waste your time with these fake storms that are it's never going to develop, and we're going to show you why. This is all just fear porn. I mean, this thing's only projecting like 2 to 6 inches of rain. We get 6 inches of rain here in Missouri every storm in hours. But what I want to get you to here, in case you didn't know, you could go right here to the Texas Driver's License Bureau, the tdlr.texas.gov. Go up here to license types. Scroll right on over here, and you can get a weather modification license. That's right. You can be a chemtrail pilot. Don't believe me? Come check it out. And other news, you can just search TDLR weather modification. You're going to get all their meetings on everything they do in the sky. that you didn't know about that the mainstream fails to cover. They don't incorporate this in their forecasts. You can also, here on the License Bureau site, you can check out the map of the rain enhancement projects over Texas and all the other states. This is basically, I'm just hitting Texas right now. I've got a link in the description. I took the 2-hour version and got it down to about an hour. Links in the description if you want to listen to the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the Texas Weather Modification go over their licensings and all the cloud seeding programs that they did this year and that they're going to continue to do into September. So you can check all this out, man. Just type it in. And don't forget, we have the North American Weather Modification Association. And you can check out all their places they cover. Texas too, North Dakota, Idaho, Wyoming, California, Nevada. They tell you about they got an interactive map of the cloud seeding projects. And we're going to show you all the different types of cloud seeding operations. And then there's the land-based stuff. You have the Idaho Ice Crystal Engineering Company. They're out of Idaho. They got these ground-based flare trees all over the place. But yeah, man, it's going on everywhere. The mainstream will not cover this. China does it too. They all do. China showers 1.15 billion yuan on rain-making project for the Northwest. This is an older article, but it's just one I happen to have. Just to show that all the countries are doing it. But then we get the mainstream stuff here. Peak hurricane season could spell disaster for the Mississippi River. You know, and they got to give you all these fake-ass maps. Like, what's this? This is their spaghetti noodle maps. This is just to scare people. You know, they got it hidden from Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Alabama. You know, it's all BS. It's a BS alert. And I'm going to show you this is not going to turn into a hurricane. If it does, they're just going to fabricate it and call it a hurricane. Let's go back to a video I did when they were calling Hurricane Barry. Let me make this full screen. This is a video I did called Hurricane Barry. It's a ritual. They were calling this a tropical storm. Look where it developed. It developed over the Midwest. It come down through Tennessee, you know, Georgia, Florida, and then up and around. And they classified it as a hurricane because one wind gust got up to like 79 miles an hour. I call BS. It was never a tropical anything. So that's how they do the weather. We don't do it like that. The link for this video should be in the description too. While that's going on, we got the secretive warfare training being staged in 21 North Carolina counties, the Army says. That's pretty weird. Members of the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force engage in urban warfare training in Queensland, Australia, May 24th. This is that's from the old one there. But a series of special forces military training exercises, including gunfire with blanks, is being staged across 21 North Carolina counties starting August 30th. The Army is telling the public not to be alarmed at the suspicious looking activity. You know, why are they doing this? Well, we know why. They're planning on civil unrest. That's the only reason. That's why there was a Jade Helm. You know, if we get caught with a little bag of weed in our pockets, we have to go to jail. This is the second or third J.P. Morgan cargo ship. They were released minus the $1.3 billion worth of cocaine found on board. Now, the U.S. attorney said they secured a $10 million cash bond and a $40 million security bond from the owner and operator of the vessel. They just let them go. So this is multiple ships with tons of cocaine. But when you got the money, you got the power, you can get right out of it. No big deal. See ya on the next load. Parts of Chile turning into the desert. The worst drought in 60 years. You know, this is caused just like the Dust Bowl. Just like the Dust Bowl. This history keeps repeating itself. You know, they want to call it climate change and global warming. Man, it's all fabricated. It's all because they don't know what they're doing. They want to bring in all kinds of control. France has banned all children under 15 from using their phones in schools. Huh. So if there's a shooting or anything, you won't be able to get a hold of your parents because you won't have your phone. Now, before the fires down in the Amazon. Oh, whoa. Almost lost my pages here. The Amazon reserve was invaded by 20,000 miners. You know, just like the Dust Bowl. They come in, they take the land, just like the Paradise Fires, all that stuff, same thing. Even though the fires are worse in Africa, the mainstream's only reporting on this, and they reported it much later than they should have. In fact, like 30 days late. Now, not only do we have the Sahara dust problem over the United States, there's a spike in microscopic dust levels down in Australia. It's so bad that the residents are thinking of leaving their own town. What's it caused from? It's a mining town. They've seen elevated levels of dust, saying more needs to be done to ensure it not coming from the nearby mining operations. This is the PM10s and the PM 2.5s. We document this. This is all a carcinogen. Wonder why we're coughing? It's because of this. That's why you need to join us on our call Tuesday night. We also had wildfires burning across Greece. 2 were arrested for arson. I'm going to try to get through these pretty quick here. Biosecurity or poisoning fears following mysterious wallaby deaths. Whoa. So there's been 6 more killed, and then in addition to the 21 from last week. And they're suspecting bioterrorism. We know that they're dropping the 1080 and all kinds of crap out here. So it's the Conservation Act of 1992. The fine for killing a wallaby is 30 grand. So just more things being decimated out here. Then we have the birds. Birds killed in Breby Island bushfire buried after washing up on the Kahundra beach. So we got more dead birds. And that's one thing we don't really think a lot about with these forest fires. All the birds are being killed. You know, birds pollinate too, just like bees. But they're all dying. They're being killed by the electromagnetics and everything else. So now we got the nuclear Titanic set sails across the Arctic. We got something else going on in the Arctic. We got a mass bunker fuel operation. So, you know, they just had the massive explosion, and now they're setting off to sea with one of these things, man. It's just nuts what's going on. Not going to get into this article. Glyphosate is banned all over the place. You know where it's not banned? America, Alaska, you know, places like that. Argentina bans it, Australia bans it, Austria bans it, Belgium, Bermuda, Brazil, Canada, Colombia, El Salvador, France, Germany, Greece, India, Italy, Sweden, Spain, Portugal. Like, everybody bans it but us. Look into it. All right, guys, so here we are. We're looking on the world. We're going to jump into the 16-day here in a minute. There's a couple things I need to show you. We showed you the weather modification, the cloud seeding operations, the ground-based flare operations. Well, there's another kind of operation. It's called bunker fuel. We have a mass bunker fuel invadement of the Pacific right now. And when I click this layer, you might be able to see it a little better. All these long lines that come from a point and then span out. These are the most toxic emissions on the planet. They're coming from weather modification ships. These are not cargo ships. These are not fishing vessels. These are to change the jet streams and to add the particulates. It's always multi-faceted operations out here. So they're all, just north of Hawaii, straight out off the coast of Northern California. Look, they're creating a monster cloud bank. We don't see them out here all the time, but they went away for a few days and now they're back. We still have aerosols being deployed over Alaska. But where's all the other kind of cloud seeding operations? Let's take a look right over the Great Lakes. We have a bombardment. We have aircraft creating clouds that are creating weather. You can call them water vapor, you can call them contrails, you can call them whatever the hell you want, but what they're doing, they're affecting the weather. Look at this nasty looking stuff over Wisconsin, Illinois, all the way up into Canada. They go all the way down through the Ohio Valley. We have aerosols being deployed over Kentucky, all the way into North Carolina, Virginia, all out ahead of these storms. You know where we're not really seeing them? Out ahead of this storm. What we are seeing is all the dust mixed in here. This thing is not going to form into a hurricane unless they just fudge the numbers. There's no way. I went to go look at the Sahara dust map that we play all the time. Look, it's gone. They're like not showing the dust coming across. I guess it was too scary looking. So they're not showing the dust anymore. Where's the dust? So I don't know why they're not showing that, because all we got to do is go right over here to the earth null. That hurricane or tropical storm is embedded in all this dust. It's going to kill it off. And then if that one don't, this huge wave of dust is coming in behind it. So, yeah, this is what will blow apart any storm that's going to come through here. It's just going to be like overseeded. If some kind of big hurricane was able to form, and I mean, I'm not even showing the high pressures over here. It's just ridiculous. There's no way that this is going to form into anything, and it's damn sure not going to hit the United States, but yet they want you to tune in and make sure you pay attention to the weather 24 hours a day while they play their stupid shows. Anyway, let me show you why it's like this. Let's take a look at the air. Now we're up here above the stratosphere when this thing loads, and we got this crazy wind, up at 26,000 feet up. We got this wind that's just screaming across the African desert. The Sahara dust is just flowing right through, caught up in all this. When you go back to last year, you're going to see a huge difference. Here's what it looked like last year. Now, this kind of weather, this kind of wind, you could have hurricanes. But what we got right now, no way. Let's take a look at the temperatures while we're here. And I always like to see we got a rapid heating event going on down here in the southern hemisphere. These polar vortex winds are going to move up. They're going to move up, usually around September, November. They start shifting up, and then they're going to be up here in the north, just like the polar vortex. We watched a rapid heating event manufactured, parked the polar vortex over the United States for a month or two. Completely documented, completely on purpose. They did it. There's no denying it. And we could take a look at the pressures here. So we have nothing but high pressure out here. wonder if I can go on down through the levels just to make sure everything's high pressure, man. There's barely a little low pressure with this. It's not going to turn into, here, let's fast forward it, see if it turns into anything. No, it's nothing. It's going to be a nice little rain event. It's not going to be a tropical storm. It's not going to be a hurricane. It's not going to be anything. It's a nothing burger. We got too much high pressure, too much dust. Now here's where the bunker fuel operations are. Now that could create something. That could create wintertime scenarios. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the 16-day forecast. We're going to take it right now. We're looking at the temperatures. We're just going to kind of buzz through this, see what pops up here. I did see something strange, but I mean, it looks like we're going to be in for some cool weather. Saturday, August 24th. A little bit of a heating event, but still nothing in the triple digits anywhere. So, you know, for it's supposed to be August, super hot, we're barely seeing it. The 25th got a little heat wave there in Texas, California, and that's it. Everybody else is pretty much remaining cool. Why is Texas and California so hot? Because they want you to be that hot. All the moisture is coming up through the Gulf of Mexico, bypassing everybody else. So I just want to kind of scroll through this real fast. That's pretty good. But I did see something weird right here. Let me try that. Look at that. Look at that circle cut out on the Missouri-Arkansas border. What causes that? A perfect circle. Huh. Could that be the radars? Anyway, let's jump into the precipitation models. What we'll do, we'll go over the American model, and then we'll check the Canadian model, and then as the weeks go, we'll factor in the weather engineering. But pretty much the forecast doesn't change from this model right here. This is the weather plan brought to you by Raytheon. And let's just go ahead and go through it. We're going to go through it 6 hours at a time. Same thing that we said 2 weeks ago. Florida was going to be flooding, Louisiana, same places. So let's go on up. We got some possible severe storms tomorrow for Kansas again. It's going to go right on into Missouri. You notice the tropical storm down there gets blown apart by the Sahara dust by tomorrow. But yeah, heads up for Kansas here in the next 12 hours. Going into 18 hours from now. This is the 25th. This is today. So actually, was I behind here a couple hours? Yeah, we're on okay, there we go. Now we're going into Monday here. So Monday, all this rain, heavy rain, will be in Missouri, down through Arkansas, Louisiana, still getting heavy rain, strong storms for the whole South, except for Texas. Then we go here on Monday, later in the day. We're looking at severe weather for South Dakota. I mean, this thing looks like a little hurricane up here. So that's going to track right across Minnesota, and then just going to grow. So we're going to have heavy rains for Minnesota, over in the Great Lakes, Wisconsin, Illinois, Missouri, St. Louis. You're going to get flooded again. And we'll just watch that system wrap up, man. We're going to have a wind event after the storm comes through. It's going to bring in some cool air. Severe weather down in Oklahoma and Arkansas. Here we are on Tuesday the 27th. So look at that thing, just sits up there and spins, man. There's going to be some pretty good rain coming off that. Still parts of northern Texas, but mainly Oklahoma with the heavy, severe storms. Look at that thing, hasn't moved. We're still on Wednesday. Let's go ahead and take it on up into Thursday. Here we are, Thursday. Everybody's going to get a little break trying to recover from the flooding and the severe storms. And then the south just going to keep getting inundated with rain. Where's the monsoons for Arizona? You're not going to get them this year. They're not going to let the rain come in. They're drying you guys out. Here we are on Thursday. Let's go on into Friday the 30th. Just a little bit of rain there for Florida. A little bit of pop-up rain bombs for Texas, East Texas. Same with Colorado, Utah. You know, these are the same patterns that we've had all summer long. Here we go, another severe weather day, Friday, August 30th, later in the day. Oklahoma, Kansas. And this is going to be a wind event, man. We could see some tornadoes. We got some big time wind here on the 31st. So all these little bitty small pop-up storms down here in Oklahoma, Colorado, New Mexico, you could definitely see some tornadoes with this. Got a lot of weird wind going in right there. So heavy flooding rains going into Saturday for Oklahoma. Let's go ahead and take it on up into Sunday. A little bit of more rain bombs there for North Texas. You'll have to see if they're cloud seeding. If you live in Texas, call them up. All right, here we go. Going into Monday, September 2nd, rain for the south. It's not going to go away. It's just going to continue. No rain for California, Oregon, Washington. Look at that. They stopped the line at the border of Canada. We'll take this on up. Pretty good wind event. This can be pretty cool time right here with all these clear days. Look at that storm on September 3rd. Minnesota. Where am I at here? Wisconsin, Minnesota. Right at the border of Canada. Heavy rains. More flooding rains, man. It's the same areas every day. Another wind event. Fire day out here in California on September 5th. So be watching for fires to develop on the 5th. Let's go ahead and go on up into the 6th. A little bit of severe storms maybe there for Minnesota on the 6th. Here comes our low pressure. Another little bit of a wind event. Same areas. Here on the 6th. Let's take it on up. Oh, wow. Why is it not loaded? So here we are on the 7th. Same place. Wisconsin, Minnesota. It's just going to be like a rerun. Kansas City, Missouri. Look, we got another tropical system trying to form here on the 7th. Let's go ahead and go. Heavy rain for Florida, man. Florida is not going to catch a break. This will be off and on raining for weeks. It's a monsoon going on. Same area, Kansas City, Kansas City, here on the 8th. I don't think we're going to get all the way up. Let's see here. Here's the 9th. So we haven't seen any hurricane development at all in the next 2 weeks. Nothing coming up out of the tropics or the subtropics or anywhere. Nothing. So there we go with the GFS model. Let's go ahead and check this blast through the Canadian model. I want to welcome everybody in out there. Welcome everybody that shares this information out, man. It needs to get out. For people that only believe the mainstream, man, they have no clue what's really going on. So if I get this to load up pretty quick, I'm trying to force it to load. So let's just see if their models, look at the flooding rains for Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, here on the 27th. So I'm trying to get this to go through. Look at that. That's like a land cyclone up there. That's just a crazy, huge, spitting low pressure. It's because they have all the weather patterns are messed up. It's all screwed up. And it's all screwed up by man. It's not the global warming. It's not climate change. It's climate control. Look at this Canadian model, man. It shows like a hurricane hitting way up in the northeast, like up in, you know, towards Greenland and all that stuff up there. That's pretty crazy. Alright, have to single load. It's like sometimes it sticks on a couple of these files. I don't know why. Alright, that's pretty much good for them. We've already looked at the temperature map. I think we're done with this. Let's go ahead and jump back into the earth null, finish on it. And we're going to go ahead and go back to the winds. Because we're going to check the jet stream winds. Look, you can't even see any kind of spinning on this Dorian. Where is it at? You can't even find it. Let me make sure I'm on now. Maybe I'm not on now. Alright, yeah, we're on now. Where is it at? It's not out here. It's barely right there. It's not even spinning. There's no spin to the jet stream. Let's go ahead and go down a level. Where's this so-called tropical storm at? It's not spinning. Huh. In fact, it's not even going nowhere. It's just, let me fast forward this, see if it turns into a spinning system. Nope. The main streamer, complete full of shit. It's not going to be nothing. It's not going to be a hurricane. It's not even going to be a tropical storm. It's going to be a little bit of a rain. They're so full of crap, man. The mainstream just get on my nerves. Let's check the ocean waves. Is there going to be any kind of surge? Barely. What do we got here? We got 12-foot seas. That ain't nothing. Let's go ahead and fast forward it. So we get down towards the islands here. 9-foot seas. It actually goes down. Another lie for the mainstream. You could get a 9-foot seas on a windy day. Let me go ahead and span this out and just see what's going on. We got that rapid heating event over here. Just kind of checking everything. Let's go ahead and check the sea surface temperatures. We had the anomaly down here, this crazy anomaly. Let me take off the winds. Now it's like going backwards. Now let me back this up a day or two. So we had this intentional heating down here by the Galapagos Islands. Now some people think this was volcanic, but when I went back and looked, there's no any kind of flume or smoke or nothing, but we got this crazy heat anomaly. It took it 9 days to form up, and it just started disappearing yesterday. We'll see where we're at today on the anomalies. It's actually just kind of stretched out. Where's all the heat at? Up in the Arctic, up in the Bering Strait, and off the west coast. That's where all the heat is. There's no heat for that storm to form. That storm's like right here. It's in the cool water. See, nothing makes sense. That storm cannot form into a hurricane. No way. No way, no how. In fact, the Gulf of Mexico is actually cooling down. It was pretty hot. Let me back it up. Hey, thanks out there, Kim. So look how hot it was just a few days ago. You know, all that dust and all the chemtrails is creating a blanket. It's trapping the heat in, but it's not letting the sunlight get in to really fire these babies up. They can't burn away the dust. I bet somebody's stuck a fork in their weather plan. That's what's going on. All right, let's go ahead and check the carbon monoxide. All right, so it's picking up. We got a little bit of coming out here at the volcano. Ooh, it's really looking kind of nasty there. We may have some volcanic activity out here where the mountains are. We have to check out Dutch and see if there's any kind of volcanic activity over here. Because look, it's seeping up everywhere. Let me make sure I'm on now. That's a real long strip of carbon monoxide. That's all at the surface. I'm going to fast forward this up a day. Wow, that's pretty strange. It's going all the way up the mountain range. And we always have the high spike there up in New York from all the toxic stuff. We got the fires still going in Alaska. We got a few fires over here in Washington. Russia's still on fire. Here's the fires down in Brazil. And here's the fires in Africa. They're way worse. They're creating way more carbon monoxide, man. It's just ridiculous. Mainstream reports on the wrong crap every day. They don't report on anything that matters. So we not only have quite a bit of carbon monoxide, we got carbon dioxide at pretty high levels. So it's actually starting to look better. The planet actually looks better right now. Look, check this out. If I go back like 2016, hey, thanks there, Dodger. Check this out. Check the sky out back in 2016. This is what the planet looked like in 2016. It's pretty dark. Quite a bit of carbon dioxide. Plants were growing pretty good. And now we look at now. Not so good. Pretty light, but it actually is lighter than a couple of weeks ago, so it's looking a little better. So in the beginning of the show, I showed you the bunker fuel being deployed out here in the Pacific. But right here we can, what is going on with this area? That's right where the ships are. I've never seen it that gray. That's weird. What is going on there? Anyway, we can see where the cargo ships leave the tracks. All these long straight lines, that's these shipping lanes. You can see them all across the planet. Some of them are lighter than others, but these are all the shipping tracks. All these long straight lines. That's sulfur. We're looking at the sulfur dioxide. So all these cargo ships are putting tons of particulates in the air, which is affecting the weather. It's making the storms more electrified from all the heavy metal particulates. And this isn't even counting the bunker fuel. I mean, this is bunker fuel, some of it. But you know, like one cruise liner ship puts off 1 million cars worth of sulfur dioxide. That's how bad it is. It's like gnarly. But this is making all the storms more electrified from all the heavy metals. It's affecting the weather. But the mainstream won't talk about it. They won't tell you that's part of the cause of the climate control, the climate change. So here we are looking at the dust. Look at this huge flume of dust coming in. The so-called hurricanes wrapping up in the dust. We'll see if we can fast forward this a couple days. Thanks out there, Super Chat. Much love. That definitely helps keep us going. We're hoping to build a website here soon. I keep saying that. I just got to get the time to do it. Look at that flume coming straight across into the stratosphere winds. Actually above the stratosphere. This is going to be mixing in the jet stream. Like, we're not going to have no hurricanes this year. And we haven't had none yet. We've had, you know, a few hurricanes down here, but they got blown apart by the same dust. It's like they're wiping all the dust away from Africa, blowing it over to the United States. They're trying to dustify America. Let's go ahead and check the PM10s. I showed you the article on that. Look, this PM10s. Look up PM10s. Look up PM2.5s. When you look at your air quality map, this is what they're talking about. Man, I wonder if that's fires or volcanic activity. We're going to bring up some layers in the worldview map. These are the worst ones here, the PM1s. These things are so little they embed right into the bloodstream, right into the lungs, right into the brain. We can see the fires going on in Brazil. Look how bad it is in Africa. It's worse. I'm going to show you that right now. Here, we're going to put the fire layer on here. This will blow your mind. Just go to add layer, drop down to the fire and thermal anomalies. Click the top one, day and night. This will blow your mind. We got to give it a minute to load. You know, where the drought's going on is where we had the bunker fuel operations the other day. So let me square this up. Now, which place seems to be more on fire? The Amazon, which is right in here, or Africa, or Madagascar? The whole country of Madagascar is on fire. Way more fires, double, triple the fires over here than here. Now I want to look over here for some thermal anomalies. We probably got a fire. Ooh, Yosemite National Park. Is that a fire? Yeah, that's probably a fire, or it could be volcanism. We don't know. We're going to do some digging to see if that's a fire, or do we got magma on the move? We've already had some strange stuff happening underground, and I see some, looks like fire smoke down here, but it's not registering as a heat anomaly. The ones in Alaska are okay. We got a few going on here in Oregon. You can always tell the forest fires, man. They look like a forest fire. But what is this? Is this from mining? Is this volcanic activity? What is this? That's definitely a flume of smoke. All right, I think we're ready. I've already showed most of the aerosol. We got aerosols being deployed over Montana, North Dakota, and always out ahead of the rain systems. I mean, right now, this place is getting just pummeled. The Great Lakes, this is what I call bombarded. Completely bombarded over the Great Lakes. Mass spraying operation. Just another form of weather engineering. Look, you can't turn water vapor off and on. And that's what they're doing here. This is all ran by an AI program. We've exposed the program in previous broadcasts. Follow the chemtrails, you get rain a day or two later. It's like clockwork. Like, I don't even need maps to forecast the weather. I can go by just going outside, looking at the sky, and I can tell you what the weather's going to do for a couple days. Don't need radar. Need the planes to quit flying. That'll change the weather. Get the bunker fuel ships to quit dumping the toxic bunker fuel. So let's take a look at the this is the, I just want to document these. I always try to document this stuff, so we got it. Oh wow, the stream's really sucking. It just said it completed. Yeah, I've only dropped like 300 frames the whole show. So last night it ran really good. It'll probably pick back up here in a second. All right, so hopefully loading, dropped a few more frames. Probably this is probably taking a lot of resources out. Let me close that one down. See if it picks back up. Yeah, it just buffered for some reason. It should come back online. Yeah, it should be coming back online, hopefully. We'll see if it picks back up. I'm keeping it going just to see if it'll come
battle lines have been drawn.
A lot of things are on the line here.
This looks like it's about to go down.
None of us trust each other.
This game has changed me. I'm a savage now.
Burn it out! Burn it out!
Welcome everyone to Gloomy Hell!
You guys lost me. Oh, there it is. It's back online. It's back online. All right, so we're back online, and it's in the green. I guess they didn't like what I was talking about, huh? You know, they actually let my subscriber count go back up today. Yeah, the hamburger birds did it. Or it was that Iranian guy or the Arabian guy on the thumbnail. He might have did it, the disco Arabian guy. Alright, so let's just document this. This should be going good enough. Rain bombs everywhere. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the Cirrus layer. That was documented enough. Yeah, we get hit pretty hard. But yeah, it was good to see our subscriber count went back up to like 51.8. I mean, it was at 52.3 like back in June, and then it just went backwards. Like if I gained 100 subscribers, they'd take away 200. If I gained 30, they'd take away 60. It's been ongoing up until today. All right, so let me stop this. Maybe that'll help. Let me put a little bit of an enhancement on here so we can see, you guys can see this better and me see it better. Oh man, just mass spraying operations everywhere. Look at this. This is all fake synthetic clouds. I just showed you on the worldview map the planes dropping out the liners, and that's what it turned into right there. Just trying to see if I see any of them weird. Look, man, there's some weird flumes coming out of California. Right there, there's some weird stuff. There's some stuff seeping out of the ground. We've seen the high carbon monoxide, and now we're seeing like right up the mountain range. We need to watch for some volcano stuff going on, maybe. I think that's why we're seeing a lot of the flumes and stuff. You know, they use the mountains, the cool air coming off the mountains. I mean, you got a huge spraying operation down here over the Bajas, Mexico, but they use the mountains. They spray out ahead of these mountains, and it hits that cool air, and boom, you got a little storm popping off. All right, let's go ahead and check. Let me zoom in there on the Great Lakes, see if we can get a better view of that. No, the storms are going to keep coming for the next 2 weeks. You know, the rain patterns are going to stay the same until that wind anomaly gets out of there. Like, we're stuck. We're like in a rerun every freaking week. Hey, thanks there, Doug. Yeah, we're just in a rerun, man. The weather is in a rerun pattern. You could see all these little X's going on, all them straight lines we showed you on the worldview map. Look at, oh, there's a U-turn right there. They did a U-turn. So yeah, man, they're spraying right out ahead of this thing, super thick. And look, they're spraying. You got the cold air coming off the mountains, and you got a spraying operation out ahead of it. And then what happens? It turns into a weather. Look at all these X's and lines, man. That's going to turn into a weather system. It's like feeding the next storm, loading the atmosphere up with the chemicals needed. Man, that's just massive spraying operations. You know, remember the channels that said that they're spraying the healing chemtrails? Bullshit. No such thing. All them channels, you know, supposed true channels, trying to tell you that they're spraying healthy chemtrails. Come on, there's no such thing. What I want to try to pick up is the bunker fuel operations. I'll probably have to put it on the microphysics. It's got to wait on this to load a little bit. I don't know if I'm far enough over. So right where the bunker fuel is where that spitting low pressure is. They're creating a system out here. I need to be a little bigger though. Let me make this a little bigger. See if that'll work. Yeah, this should do it. Look at that. That pressure is like spitting the wrong way. That is weird, man. It looks like it's spitting the wrong way. It is. That thing's spinning the fucking wrong way. Excuse my language there. Wow, that was dropped a F-bomb on you. Wow, that seems awful strange right here. Let me put this on the microphysics. Yeah, you know it's bad if I drop a F-bomb. Alright, let me disable that. Alright, we just gotta wait on it to load. Anyway, guys, sorry about that F-bomb drop. It happens. Happens to the best of us. So I'm hoping this lighter color gets out here where the bunker fuel operation is, because it's going to show up like big time. Let me get over here and show you where it is right here. This is the huge bunker fuel operation out here. I mean, there's probably 50, 75 ships out here. There's a lot of them. So we should be able to pick them up. Yeah, I try not to use that word just because we get a lot of people in here, a lot of new people, a lot of old people, a lot of young people. People listen to this show at work. You know, they'll listen to it while they're at work. That's why I try not to drop them, because I know some people listen to this show at work. They got it going where other people can hear it. You know, I don't want that going on when I'm trying to wake people up. So you can definitely see them right there. So they're actually well above that low pressure system. They're out ahead of it, and I'll slow this down. So yeah, they're right there. So they're definitely out there. Quite a few of them right there. That's the main bunker fuel operations. And they're keeping all moisture away from California. One more thing to check. We're going to check the mimic map. All right. We already know they're not going to create a hurricane. And believe me, if they call that thing a hurricane, man, I'm going to go in there and debunk them so bad. I'm going to show the wind models. You know, they're fudging the wind models. There's no way they're going to be able to create a hurricane with this system. Too much high pressure, too much dust, no circulating winds, no low pressure. And we can see the whole atmospheric river. What we're looking at is the rivers of the sky. Oh man, a spider just come down beside me. Hold on. Hope it ain't on my hat, man. Alright, had to kill like a tarantula or something that come swooping down in on me. But alright, yeah, all the atmospheric river is being backed up over here in the Asia area. And what we're seeing is it's kind of breaking apart. It's breaking apart right here. So that's definitely kind of strange. It should be pretty even all the way through. I went and looked at some older mimic models, you know, from a couple years ago, and they definitely have this thing all out of whack big time. Alright, I got that documented. Alright guys, we're going to call this a show. Make sure you join us Tuesday night for that health conference call. Might be able to help some people out and help us out at the same time. Anyway guys, much love. We're going to play a song called Rise, and then we're play the fight song, and then we'll play the victory song. Anyway guys, here we go. Turn it up. If you don't like heavy rock and roll, turn it down. Here we go.